So far, we have a pretty good grasp on how to scan a line. In line 3, we start seeing some new rules that we haven't quite seen just yet. Today, we're going to be talking about something called elision. Now, elision is a sound that is omitted when speaking. So let's take a look at this line. So as we talked about, there are some rules for elision. So the first rule of elision is if a last letter of a word ends with a vowel, and the next one of the first letter of the first word starts with a vowel, it's going to be elided. The next rule is if it's going to be an then followed by a vowel, and then beginning of a next word, it's going to be elided. So let's take a look at the first one. It ends with a vowel and begins with a vowel. So I'm talking about words like ile et. Instead of the speaker saying ile et when we're reciting poetry, he would just pretend that the one of them doesn't exist and just say ilet. You'll also see this and vowel right next to it where you have this and an I. So instead of saying multum ile, he just say multile. So you would pretend this didn't exist at all. So this I'm not even going to count, and this I'm not even going to count. So in reality, since both of these words are related, the speaker would say multilet instead of multum ile et. Just saves on time. Other than that, the lines are still the same as they were before. You are going to end with a spondy. The foot before the spondy is going to be a dactyl. And I'm going to mark that off. Now, things I already know. Litora, this I is going to be long because it's the beginning of a phrase. So what else can I see that could be long? This U can be long because it's followed by an LT. This I is going to be long because it's followed by an LL. This E is going to be long. This I is going to be long. And you're like, wait a second, I isn't even highlighted and it's a vowel. But remember, the I at the beginning of a word is actually a consonant. So that does not count. But so it's acting as a J in this context, therefore this is a consonant. So let's go ahead and look at the ones we're not quite sure about. But we know this O in litora is followed by an R and an A, so that's going to be short. And then the A has to be short because the other one was, so we got a dactyl. So let's look what we have here. We have multile. Well, we got the U figured out because it has to be, and this I was already long, so it's followed by two L's, so I actually automatically had before me a spondy. So let's look at the next one. Well, this elet is going to be long. I can see because it has that TT that I missed before. So I have this long one. So the only vowel I have left is this A. So this line is a dactyl, spondy, 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 dactyl, dactyl. So let's move on to the next one. So let's go ahead and take a look at our new sentence. Do we see anything that we can get rid of? Well, I'm looking at quoque, and I actually have two of these pesky U's that don't count for anything, so they don't count. I also see this double E, which is going to be elided, so this E is technically not going to count, so it's going to be pronounced coquette. A bellow I actually know is ablative, so I'm going to put a line over there because I know that's going to be long. What else do I see? This U is followed by two consonants, so that's going to be long. This M is followed by, this U is followed by an M and a C. This O is followed by an N and a D. And I know my last foot is going to be a spondy. And then I know the previous foot before that is going to be a dactyl. Oh, it's great when that works out. So my U is going to be a long mic. So now that I got that all the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the line. So multa is followed by A. This A is followed by a Q and an O. So I know this is going to be short. Then, because this is going to be the first one, we have a long. So this E is followed by two L's, so it's going to be long. This A is followed by two longs. And look at that. Just like that, we finished our sentence. We have a dactyl, a spondy, a spondy, a spondy, a dactyl, and a spondy.